Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Galactic challenge video. Looks like CG today delivered on their promise when they did announce that pirates will be getting Galactic challenges. So yeah, you've probably tried it already and you've come here and see what I've done. So I'll show you a couple of different approaches. Again, it'll depend on what pirates you have, but at least we are slowly learning what pirates can do, right? Anyway, more about it later once we get into the battles. As always, you can find YouTube chapters below if you do want to skip ahead to any particular one. Otherwise, let's go and have a look what's waiting for us in today's challenge. So we are on Nevarro and we are facing a squad of Mandalorians. Now I think the biggest annoyance in this one really is two parts. So one is obviously bow, very fast, very durable, hits very hard, high tenacity, basically resisting pretty much anything if you don't land tenacity down on her. And obviously as well from her unique, whenever Mandalorians attack out of turn, they're recovering health and protection. So that's the annoying bit. However, if that would be alone what we have to deal with, that's fine, right? We can deal with her a little bit. But oh, of course she's got an AoE dispel and daze, right? That's even more annoying. However, IG-12 it makes this even more challenging because he also got an AoE dispel and an AoE daze. Most annoyingly, on his basic he's landing healing immunity on your guys. So luckily we do have ways to deal with that to some degree, but definitely that's kind of a little bit the annoying part. So from my testing, the most success I had was when I tried and just get bow down as soon as I could. However, there's a lot of RNG in this one because you hit them, right? IG-12 counterattacks, and then who will get called to assist? You're like, if Kendra gets called to assist, right? He'll gain bonus turn meter. Then we have that leadership ability, the special ability from both leadership where they can use it, dispel all the debuffs and gain a taunt and tenacity up. So this is another element of RNG in this one. Because of this special ability, there's literally no way of predicting when they use it. Like, you just have to kind of hope that they don't all immediately cleanse themselves and get a taunt up, right? Because that's gonna be annoying. So definitely with both teams that I will show you, I had to do multiple restarts to line up the opening sequence, but at least you know in your first 10 seconds of the battle you have to back out and go back in again. So hopefully you can as well try and kind of mimic what I do, but you know, if you've got better pirates than me, then hopefully you won't have issues. So yeah, definitely bow, a lot of annoying stuff in her kit, and then IG-12 adding additional layer of frustration in this one. Now in terms of defeats, we have to win with a full team of pirate units and then as well attempt to inflict damage over time. So to get damage over time shouldn't be too difficult. Either Lord or Darth Vader should be able to knock that out quite easily. I'll show you that as well. But yeah, the pirate one will be the challenging bit today. Now in terms of a Nevarro modifier, doesn't do a whole lot. Just whenever we inflict a debuff, we gain a stack of Imperial. So, you know, over time it can help a little bit, but you know, we need help out of the gate, not after a few turns, right? Now, the pirate modifier, because this is our first pirate challenge, let's just go ahead and read it just to understand what it does. So whenever a pirate scores a critical hit, enemy loses 10% protection. Okay, that sounds useful. And then while a pirate ally has profit, they recover 10% health whenever they gain a buff and 10% protection whenever they're inflicted with a debuff. Like from the team that I'm using with pirates, not a lot of profit going around, so it didn't benefit as much, but maybe if you got all the new pirates right leveled up, they have more ways of gaining profit, so that could be more beneficial to you. Whenever a pirate ally falls below 75% health, they dispel debuffs. So this kind of help us out a little bit, shake off that healing immunity from us. And on top of it all, also these debuffs you will inflict on the weakest enemies. So we have some sort of passive way to inflict healing immunity to stop the healing right from both unique, but it wasn't as helpful as you would think. And then also, if the pirate ally does not have any debuffs, they constantly are debuffed anyway. So I didn't really ever inflict armor shred from this ability because they constantly have some sort of debuffs on us from the enemies. And then the code modifier with Mandalorian, you're probably familiar with it, but essentially it gives them a stacking protection and stacking counter chance. So you gotta be careful. The more battle goes on, the more they will start counter attacking. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, it's time to go and hit the battles. So this is gonna be our first battle. I'll show you two slightly different comps. So this is the one we'll do first. So we're gonna go with Ethano lead, Hondo, SM33, Sana, and Emphis. Now, again, depending what pirates you have, I'm not saying this is the most optimal team, but it's probably maybe you could say the most accessible, because Sana, Nest, Hondo you might have from elsewhere. SM33, if you were doing conquest, you'll have him, and then Ethano there, he's one of the first pirates that was released, so it's most likely you will have him leveled up to some degree. So just showing the mods, I did have to remod for this one, so I just modded here Ethano for speed and offense, but at gear 12, his offense isn't that impressive. Going in with Hondo again, modded him for damage, for speed, so that should be useful there. SM33 at Relic 5, again modded for speed and damage, so hopefully we can burn down Bo very quickly. And now Sana is going to be the key. You will want her to be the fastest out of the gate, so she can use her AoE and inflict tenacity down. And after that, you will want Nest to go next, again modded for potency and speed. And why potency? Because she'll go next, and her AoE then can remove their meter, can daze. I say can because enemies can resist even with tenacity down. Looks like their tenacity is still quite high. So this is the RNG element at the start of the battle. These two AoEs from Sana who counterattacks, right? And then Nest, will she daze? Will she remove their meter? Alright, let's hop in the battle again. This is probably like attempt number 20, right? So you don't get idea this was done in the first attempt. We start off, I'm gonna slow down the footage a bit. Tenacity down on everybody, IG counterattacks. If he calls Canderous to assist, Canderous gains bonus turn meter, and then he can get a taunt, right? So this RNG element in there. Second bit of RNG, do we remove turn meter? Do we daze them? Okay, and now here I'm going to just try and gun down Bo. So I'm going to call in here Nest to assist, hopefully landing exposed. I get resistance exposed, even with tenacity down. Let's go ahead and try and land defense down on Bo with the middle ability here from Ethano. And then here comes SM33, pom pom pom, with his middle special, nuking Bo out. So at this point, you are good to go pretty much, because they won't be able to recover health and protection as much. So, you might lose a character or two, but Hondo and Nest should be able to carry you from this one. Sure, land the daze on Grogu. Let's go ahead and put captive over on Canderous. Just kind of keep hitting Grogu. I thought I might be able to finish him, but he was just too thick, to be honest. So in the end, I just kind of gave up. There we go. Yeah, Sabine there. She got a taunt, right? She used the ability from Bo's leadership. Just not much I can do there. I'm gonna lose Ethano, I guess. Oh, he's got a revive. He's back. Let's see if we can finish Sabine finally. Another AoE. Not quite. That should put her down. So you should get like Sabine down, Canderous down, and so they don't have any damage dealers left, and that's it. The reason why I kind of was staying off Canderous there, because Armor there, she was dazed, right? So you don't want to get counterattacked. That's why there. We can call now Nest to assist again. She'll dispel defensive buffs like tenacity up, taunt, and things like that. I'm like, come on, just put her down. Armor is down. There we go. Now we just have to get Canderous out, and down he goes. Alright, so that's battle number 1. The second team, similar, but instead of SM33, you can bring in Kix. Mine is only 4 stars, gear 8. However, he still has utility, right? Because really inflicting healing immunity is what we need to stop the healing. And guess what? His AoE does just that. It will inflict healing immunity on everybody. So this is one way of doing it as well, especially if you have high relic pirates. I think Kix is the way to go, but still was able to actually get it to work with a low gear one. And actually this one I just need like 5 attempts instead of with the first team I needed 20 attempts. Looks like this could be a better approach, again depending on what pirates you have. I'm gonna slow down the opening sequence, so same thing, right? We start off with the AoE here from Sana, get nested down again. There we go. In this case, Canderous did counterattack, but luckily he did not get enough bonus turn meter to get a taunt up. Again, hopefully Nest removes turn meter, lands the daze. Now the danger here is IG-12 can cleanse, right? And as well, Bo can cleanse herself from her leadership ability. So I'll put Bo under captive just to slow her down a bit. And now let's go ahead and, you know what, they resist expose anyway, so let's actually call Hondo to assist. There we go, we got healing immunity now, so we are on the clock. Now IG-12 can cleanse, right? So what we'll do here is we have 5 stacks of profit on Ithano, so if we target IG-12 with Grogu, we'll get fear on IG-12 and Grogu, so he'll skip a turn. Bo there could have cleansed, right, herself, but she used AoE, and this is where kind of the RNG element is. So as long as she doesn't cleanse herself, that healing immunity will stick on her, and now we just need to get her down ASAP. Oof, almost there. Oof, unfortunately Nest is dazed. Alright, let's call Ithano. Hopefully at gear 12 he will be able to pack enough punch here to get her down. Almost there. I think one more hit. Let's go ahead. Oh man, there we go. Bo is down. So this team, when I was testing, the bit of RNG that complicates things is if Bo there cleanses herself instead of using the AoE. Again, when she does AoE, does she daze, dispels, RNG elements, but it feels like this one, at least for me, I was able to line it up after 5 attempts. I did like I think 10 attempts, and about 2 out of 10 I was able to get this opening sequence done. So definitely, if you do have kicks, this seems to be a bit better way, but maybe if you've got a high relic SM33, you could nuke her out Bo there as well, as I've shown you in the first battle. So a couple of different ways to get this done, but definitely if you do have all the new pirates up and running, I don't think it should be too much of a problem because of, you know, kicks and everything. Ithano as well, you know, for gear 12 he was doing quite nice damage actually. But yeah, after Bo is down, you know, it's really not much of a problem. From here on out, like Nest and Hondo can basically carry the battle, and there we go. So kind of 2 slight different teams that can obviously get your pirates done that I was able to get to work. But again, I do not have all the pirates. I'm not saying those are the best comps, it's just what I was able to get to work with what I have. Okay, and now let's do the Lord Vader here for the damage over times, and then I'll hop over to my smaller account to show you what I was able to get there done as well. But again, you know, sure, just Lord Vader, hit auto and you're good to go. Probably don't even have to use clones, whatever. These guys should be able to, there we go, bow down already. Yeah, we're just gonna take, you know, a minute or so that you get through these guys. But yeah, again, I don't think anybody will really struggle with damage over times today. Alright, now let's hop over to my other account. So here I was able to get it done on tier 6 because on tier 7 they have Zetas already, they're relicked, and they were just, you know, too durable, doing too much damage. But at least I feel like as long as you got Nest or Honda Relic, I think you should be able to clear tier 6 because they are squishy, they don't have Zetas, and both Nest and Hondo are very durable. Even I think my gear 12 Hondo there, I think he was able to hang in there, but it's either Nest or Hondo. They should be able, I think, to solo this because they both have ramping damage. Nest, I believe, gains offense anytime enemy gains a buff, and then as well Hondo, he's stacking his own thing anyways. So at least you get the tier 6 done, right? At least something. And then once you're dead, you just need your damage over times on tier 10, which we will do next. And in this one, no Lord Vader in this account, so I'll rely on Darth Vader. Bring in Pop Mara, right, for the turn meter train, and I'm gonna bring in Han so I can stop Bo's just so she doesn't daze my team, in case obviously your Mara and Darth Vader are slower than Bo. Alright, we're just gonna start off with a Force Crush, do an AoE, do a round of basics. Like, I didn't want to hit autoplay because AI is just not very clever, especially with Merciless here in with Darth Vader. So I just wanted to a little bit make sure we get things under control. Let's see if actually we can get a stun on IG-12. Of course not. Now they're gonna counter attack. Canderous gains bonus turn meter. Alright, let's finally get a taunt up. All right, that's fine. Let's go ahead and get the stuns out. At least we got a couple of stuns there, I guess. Let's get our shock just to stop turn meter gains. And we should now be able to get these things under control. I'm just gonna speed up the footage because, you know, it'll take a couple of minutes, but eventually we'll get through them. Eventually we got everybody shocked, stunned, dazed, right? And then, again, I wouldn't hit auto just yet because if Darth Vader goes into Merciless, calls somebody, it will cleanse off all the debuffs from them, right? And if they survive, you could be in trouble. So at least you want to make sure you take down Bo, and then so she can't get a daze on you, and then you can hit autoplay from there on out. So this as well, quite easily getting damage over times in today's challenge. And there you have it, guys, our first taste of Galactic challenge with the pirates. Definitely a bit annoying one, but I wasn't expecting I will be able to get anything done, but with the help of obviously either SM33 there for some extra damage so you can nuke out Bo at the start, or obviously with the help of kicks, landing healing immunity so you have a couple of turns time to knock out Bo as well. But once Bo gets down, the team falls apart because they lose their healing abilities. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.